Did you just,
We're live with Dan Farrell. Hey, Dan.
hey, Jen, how's it going?
Good. I'm glad you can join us today because I want to talk about VA loans. And there's a lot of myths and things going around it. And I thought, you know, you could clear it up.
Hope to, yeah, there is a lot of myths.
Yeah. So, as a point of introduction, if people don't know you, you're Dan Farrell, Ruoff Mortgage. So thanks for being on. So the
Yeah.
reason why I wanted to talk to you about this today is because I'm reading in like a lot of Facebook groups that either sellers or agents or whoever are like, we only want cash or conventional mortgage. But
Hmm.
I'm just like, what? Why? So the first myth that I know is prevailing is that VA loans have a lot of government red tape.
Correct. That's
That's
the
correct.
perception.
Oh, I was
No,
like, wait a
false.
minute. Wrong video.
False. It's false. Here's why. There is that misconception. But here's what people don't realize is, like my company and a lot of other, banks and lenders, we have our on staff VA underwriters and appraiser reviewers.
Okay.
So that is we're
So
able to
they're
make.
different. They are a different like appraiser and a different underwriter than other types of loans.
Well, yeah, you have to have a special certification to be a VA underwriter.
So it's like
So
agents that have like certifications to be like work with elderly patients or probate or focused on sellers like that, like something like
correct.
that. Okay.
Well, yeah, they have to definitely. So they're making the decisions on behalf of the VA,
Okay.
and so then they're going to insure our loan. So we're able to make those decisions in house, and it's not this whole thing that we have to send because everybody thinks that the VA and anything takes forever. It
Yes.
just and so we can actually it's not uncommon for us to close at Ruoff a VA loan in the same amount of time as a conventional loan in 10 days, 12 days,
But I think what they're
14
maybe
days.
talking about too is like, so that special person that has like the certification, is it also like additional overlays on the normal like lending process that would have negatively impact the seller?
That means it's a different type of underwriting. It's a
Okay.
different type of loan, and actually, it's more forgiving. They with the VA loan, you can have a higher, for example, you can have a higher debt ratio.
Okay.
You can have some bumps and bruises on credit. You don't
Okay.
have to have an 800 credit score to get a VA loan. At the end of the day, they want the veteran, to get the house. They want them to be
Yeah.
able to get a loan.
Right.
So it's a very much pro supporting them getting their house.
But that
And
kind of brings me to like another myth that it's like a more expensive loan.
no, I mean that's 90% of all this recent study. 90% of all VA loans secured, they did no down payment. So
Okay.
no money down. They take that's part of that. That they've earned that entitlement, and that is something that is really a great benefit to take advantage of because they're basically guaranteeing they're insuring the loan.
But isn't it
So
kind of like it's not, even though it's no money, like no money down at that time to the veteran, they've
mhm,
like in a sense, there is some like back end where they've paid into it in a different way, right? Can you explain that a
through
little bit?
yeah, through their service, they've
Yeah.
earned they've earned that. So VA basically is insuring the loan. So like a conventional loan, you have to put down 20% to avoid private mortgage insurance.
Yeah.
So with VA, basically they are insuring that gap. They're insuring the loan. They're
Right.
guaranteeing the loan for the veteran because of that's one of their benefits of them serving the country.
Got it.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So
something they definitely have earned.
but I think that could be like some of that could be where these myths stem from, where a seller maybe hasn't sold their house in 40 years or whatever, right?
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
and they're thinking, well, if you're not putting any money down and it's like quote unquote, like you can have higher debt to income ratio, or you can, don't, you can have some bumps and bruises, that means the person doesn't have any money and can't really like afford the house, right?
That there is a stigma attached to that for sure.
Yeah. What
And
would
and
you,
that's just
oh, go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask you, like, what would you say to those sellers and like helping them with their mindset around it?
Well, I mean, one, it's a veteran. They've served their country. They've earned
Right.
it,
Right.
and don't penalize them because
Well, it's
you feel like
also part of their compensation package, right? It's like, okay, if
absolutely
you join, like part of your benefit is that you have this loan that we underwrite. You still have to follow with like standard lending practices. Like you have to be able to afford the house. Like they're not just giving people loans that they think are going to fail.
yeah, that's complete myth.
Right.
Completely, yeah. I mean,
Right.
a lot of times, there are a lot of veterans. I mean, they have the money that they could put down a down payment for a conventional loan, but
Right.
they want to use that benefit.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, that's really, it's definitely a touchy topic because there's a stigma from years ago because banks would take, then there are still lenders today that do take a little bit longer on getting a VA loan done. There just are. But
But those banks take a long time getting every loan done.
they take way longer just to get a conventional loan done.
Right.
Then, we could close a VA loan super quick where that place might be 45, 60 days anyways on a conventional loan.
That's more about the lender, less about the loan type.
So I think it's important for the seller and the listing agent to definitely, okay, you got a pre-approval letter for, a VA loan. Well, pick up the phone and call the lender. Find out, what kind of turn times, they're operating on. Our company, we have on our agent site, we actually publish our turn times with loans. So it's out there.
You guys are fast.
Yeah, we don't mess around.
And plus, like for the buyer's agents out there, I think it's a best practice to get as much through underwriting as possible. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I guess that's a different video we can do. But one of the other biggest myths I wanted to talk to you about for the VA loans was that the appraisal process is long and that they're going to always like come up with something.
That definitely is a concern out there on the listing side. So I mean, there is a myth to that because we are actually seeing VA appraisers turn the reports around. 7 to 14 days is kind of what we're seeing.
So it's faster.
So sometimes it can be faster than a conventional appraisal. The difference is that with conventional loan, there's a possibility of not even having to have the appraisal at all, and everything. But there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes we put the order in for the appraisal, and it's back within days.
Yeah.
So they do turn them. They're not going to make the veterans suffer because of utilizing this benefit. So
So again, I think it's just like if it takes longer, it's because of the appraiser, not because of the type of loan.
Right. I would say it's. I mean, there would be people that would kind of argue about that because it has to be. The difference is it has to be ordered through VA. Okay. With a conventional or FHA appraisal, it's ordered through an appraisal management company, an AMC.
Okay.
So we would order that through the AMC. So and they have our panel of appraisers on there, and it goes into that random assignment and everything. With VA, it's the VA panel is all the appraisers, VA appraisers in the area. So it's different in that regard. But what we're seeing in the Cincinnati market or in the in the tri-state area and actually throughout the country right now. So as we have, they are turning them around. They're getting them turned.
From an appraisal point of view, and I don't know if you know this, but do they like get paid differently for a VA appraisal versus like a conventional or FHA?
That's a great question. I think it's kind of similar arrangement. It's
okay.
Yeah.
So probably maybe not. Okay. Well, what would be some final thoughts that you would share with sellers and with agents to help their sellers understand that maybe what they believe to be true is myths?
Well, I mean, I definitely say don't penalize the veteran for using their benefit. It's not true. These are not taking a lot longer to get done. As long as that person is pre-approved with definitely a lender that's proven to execute.
Like Ruoff.
Like our team and Ruoff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. but don't push them to the side. You know, they earn that entitlement. You know, definitely don't penalize them. That's what's sad to see is when that happens. It's not right.
Right.
And simply, you know, as long as they're lined up with the right,
and it's not based in
lenders,
facts either.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily, it's not, you know, it doesn't mean that there's some kind of issue there with their credit or anything like that. I mean, a lot of times we see excellent credit and they do have plenty of savings and all that good stuff. They're just choosing to utilize something they worked hard to earn.
Yeah, so, agreed. Well, Dan, if people want to talk to you, agents want to talk to you, buyers want to talk to you, get it pre-approved, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Oh, my number is 513-400-4449. And then our pre-approval, our digital application is 513preapproval.com. So 513preapproval.com. Yep.
And absolutely. Where do you serve again?
And we cover everywhere. Ruoff can cover everywhere except for Nevada and Hawaii.
Okay. So just call you, and if you can't personally do it, you can connect. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Have a good one.
Thanks, Jen. You too.